All right, Grace, you got to tell me about this run club scene stuff. I have no idea what's going on right now.
Running is funny. They say is run clubs are the new dating app. I feel like people, especially Gen Z, are moving off of dating apps. It feels very transactional and opting into meeting people in real life. And that happens to be run clubs. I've probably been to over 10 different running clubs, running different running groups across like SF, LA, Austin. And I've been in a relationship for almost 2 years, so I haven't like went there for dating purposes. But I can see people treat it as a dating app. Like people like I guess like men hit on a little woman. Happened to me a couple of times too. People like dress to impress. People wear full face of makeup. It's really fascinating. But I personally love going to run clubs still because I get to meet people, and when I go to run clubs, I go there to win. Meaning I treat it like a tempo run, I treat it like a race because I'm out there to win. Winning meaning like finishing first, in the run club because it's just like I just makes me happy, um, like growing up, I was one of my goals in life was to become a professional runner. I really wanted to run the Olympics. I actually almost made it on the Singapore Olympic team. I can dive into that story too. I was like really, really fast as a kid. I broke all my school records, placed top 10 at nationals, ran Division 1 cross country and track in college, and then got injured and let my dreams go. But now I'm chasing them again. But yeah, running clubs are big, and yeah. Have you been to a run club, Justin?
I have not been to a run club. I've seen them on my Instagram story like crazy, especially with people that are like our age, right? To your point,
Mhm.
it's kind of turned into this dating scene, like partly fitness, but also dating world. So I was like, I really don't care to partake in this, and I hate running, even though I play a lot of soccer. Um, but like, you got to tell me more. How big are some of these run clubs? Because they seem massive. Some of the ones that are shown on Instagram and stuff like that, and they've just started to go viral as well. But for the ones that you've been to, how big are they?
Oh, there's it depends on which one. So in LA, I've been to Koreatown Run Club, Venice Run Club, Ella Run Club, Keep It Run 100 Run Club. Um, and in SF, I've been to a bunch of Founders Run Clubs, Superpower Run Club, Midnight Runners. The vibe is very different. Like Venice Run Club, there's 300 people like every Wednesday that show up in the parking lot to run 4.5 miles in Venice, and I almost beat I try to beat all of them, and then like I feel like yeah, in LA on like track Tuesdays, the Koreatown Run Club, like it has like 300 people running on the track, and I still try to beat all of them, I like laugh at them all. I feel like really happy about that. And I talk to people afterwards. I don't talk to people during my run. I'm like really serious about it because I want to win. I'm there to win. Even though I have no pride, I just like want to win because I just be like that. Um, yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's become a huge thing. Like they have like 40, 50,000 followers on Instagram. Each of them, they post their updates on Instagram, and then their Slack channel. In their Slack channel, like you had to show up to the run clubs a couple times to be added in and know the leader. Um, and it's pretty like a tight knit community. They hang out a lot, which is like pretty cool. But as an outsider, I feel like the 300-person one is like quite easy to meet people because there's a lot of outsiders in. But like the vibe I got like when I first went to like my first run club in LA, which is the Koreatown Run Club, like everyone kind of seemed to know each other already. But I actually ran into my friend from high school at that run club, and just continued to like meet more people that way too. But I feel like as an outsider, it's like a bit clicky, but oftentimes like people are just nervous, like, and then yeah, people are just nervous. People are, like usually really friendly if you like once they open up.
Are these run clubs making money?
I think so. So I did some research on how run clubs make money. It's a lot of it is through sponsorships. Like for example, Venice Run Club, it's sponsored by On Running Shoes and also like electrolytes, amongst other companies. I think Founders Run Club actually. Oh, there's a whole different dynamic with run clubs in LA and SF. It's a culture shock for me. Um, Oh my god, SF. This is gonna sound so funny, but I've been to Founders Run Club a couple times, and it's the only run club in the world that I've been to that you add each other, like you ask to be that people like mid run ask to connect with you on LinkedIn,
No way.
and they're
Of
sponsored by
course. That's
B2B SaaS.
crazy.
They're sponsored by Intercom, which is B2B SaaS.
It's probably a good sponsorship though. They're probably getting paid good sponsorship dollars if they're doing B2B SaaS sponsorships.
Yeah. This is crazy. But I know you're in Austin, and there's like a whole map of Austin Run Club. Like my impression, I went to three run clubs in Austin when I was at South by Southwest. Like my first impression of Austin runners is like they wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m. or like 6 a.m. because a lot of the run clubs start at 6 a.m. And it's like I feel like people are super fit, super outdoor, super fitnessy, super hippie, and they're just like really on the morning grind, which I I am not on the morning grind.
I feel like I feel like Austin is a very like worker city, if that makes sense. Like not as many founders here. There is a creator scene, right? But it's not a very creator like focus scene. It's a very worker oriented scene. Like pretty much everyone that I talk to is either they work in tech, right? They're a software engineer, they're in sales or whatever, or they're in sales in some sort of industry. Like for some reason, almost everyone that I talk to is in one of those two industries, which is kind of crazy. Really, really unique. But I think that's why these run clubs are in the morning because they do it before they go to work a lot of the times. Versus,
Mm.
right, like founders, right? If you're a founder, then you make your own schedule, right? So if you want to run at 8, 9, 10 o'clock, you can do that. Same with LA. I feel like it's very like creative scene where again, typically you're running on your own schedule, or maybe you have like a server job or something like that, where your schedule is very variable. It's not like need to be in at 9, leave at 5 type of thing. So that might be why Austin's run clubs are earlier in the day.
Mm.
But yeah, I found this flow chart. We can maybe run it for you and like see which run club would be made for Grace in
Mm.
in Austin, so to say. So, okay, first question, Grace. Um, why do you
Oh,
run? To post on Instagram or to get the most out of your body?
the honest reason is like to get the most out of my body. Like I wanted to break 5 minutes in a mile, and I got so close.
Okay. So we're to get the most out of your body. Oh, sorry. Why do you run? To post on Instagram or to support consumerism? That's the actual
Oh,
question.
that's so beautiful. I'm loving this filter. I feel like to get the most out of my body, to be honest.
Okay, so to support consumerism and then
Oh, to get the
so
most out of my
we're
body.
well, but the first flow chart, the first flow, right, is to support consumerism. I read that wrong, right? Because this is the offshoot of supporting consumerism. Um, so
Oh,
from supporting consumerism, the question is, what type of capitalist are you, or is it to get the most out of your body? So I think this is a unique question for you, right? Are you more entrepreneur for your run clubs, or are you more to get fit?
I want to like get fit actually.
Okay. All right. Do you need a coach?
Yeah, I do.
You want a coach? Okay.
Yeah.
How fast are you? Are you speed? Are you fast enough to drop you? You just want to finish? Or so are you
Honestly,
speed? Are you fast enough or do you just want to
I'm
finish?
I'm speed actually.
Okay, so you would be a Bat City persona, apparently,
What
according to
is
this
Bad
flow chart.
City?
Let's
Okay.
see. Again, this is a year old, so I don't know if these run clubs are still in, but let's see. Bat
Mm.
City Run Club. Okay, so this seems like it. This actually seems like your vibe.
Oh yeah,
Emerging
it's like very
national
elite.
class, yeah, elite athletes. We're talking about Olympic runners. They're sponsored. Yeah, located Austin, Texas. So yeah,
Yeah, that
focus
is my
more
vibe.
on 500 meters to marathon.
Ooh. Yeah, I feel
500
like
meters is how long? What is that in
it's like
miles?
3.125 miles.
Okay. Oh, 5K. 5K. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess this actually tracks for you, right? Because you're more focused on running, like your body, not necessarily to go and meet people, things like that. So,
No, I mean like I don't go out. I do like to meet people, but when I'm at run club, I'm like pretty focused on running fast and beating everyone, of course. Like I like to meet people when I beat them.
mm, okay, let's see. women. You got like a whole bio, everything. This is so interesting.
Oh my
Who
god. It's like
who should we look into?
uh,
Who's interesting for you?
I don't know anyone. Honestly, maybe just the first one.
Okay. From UT Austin, her marathon 10K and 5K. Oh, we got stats. What do your stats compare to Monica? Are
My
you on the same level?
so my 5K is like 1750. She's like a whole minute and a half faster than
Oh
me
wow.
in a
Okay.
5K. That's like
Let's see.
that's like Olympic elite level.
Let's see if you oh, okay, 1607.
Oh my god. These people are
She
serious.
only got her marathon. Let's see. Lindsay, 1612.
Wow. Yeah, those people would definitely beat me.
Her mile is 451.
Oh, my mile was 508.
Now that's
Yeah. Not
comparable,
that
I
bad.
would say.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Dang,
15.
15?
Oh my god. Wait, what's your 5K PR?
I
What's your mile
mean,
PR?
so I think when I was most fit was high school. I
Mm-hmm.
ran 6 miles in about 48 minutes.
Mm. It's like,
That was like my most fit long distance wise when I was training for soccer. I think my best mile was, again, I was never like a track and field person, but I think my best mile was like 6:45.
yeah.
A fellow Vietnamese, 10K in 30
Wait,
minutes. I don't
Richard
know.
Ho? Wait, he's from San Jose. I think I've met him at like cross country meets actually.
That's crazy. Well, yeah, he
Very
grew up in
fast.
San Jose, went to school at UCLA, moved to Austin, works in
I
investment
recognize his
management.
name because like
Let's
when
see.
I was in high school, like my coach Jake, he would like talk about all these other runners and like tell me to like stay with this girl or like this guy runs so fast. So there's a lot of gossip amongst runners when I was in high school. So that's why I recognize Richard Ho. Hi Richard, if
That's
you're
so
listening. I don't know
interesting.
if you remember me.
That's
Mhm.
so crazy. Shout out to
Yeah.
Richard. Michael
Yeah, that's Richard.
Morris. We got half mile
Yeah,
times. Let's
Beba.
see.
I wonder what their mile times are. I bet they're like low for like 40 something or like 350 something. I don't really have the mile time. And
Hmm.
I feel like when people get older, especially like after
Oh, his
college, they
mile's
start to focus on
417.
longer distances. 417. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's fast. That's like
U.S. Olympic
yeah.
trial qualifier. His 5K is 1451.
Wow. Such speed. Many distance.
Let's see. Half two. He's only
13-minute 5K? Bruh, that's like
it's like
for
four
13
something.
minute 5K, that's like four
Or
something pace for 3 miles. That's crazy.
yeah,
And I think the Olympic champion, or the world record holder, Kipchoge, I remember his marathon was like almost under 2 hours, which was like a it's like a 450 something mile pace for 26 miles.
that's
Um,
crazy. I mean, he's got
yeah,
209 for his marathon, right? So
that's like not that far away from it. And oh, he's from Ethiopia. Like Ethiopians are super fast.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, he. I
and
mean, he
sometimes
ran
like
at
mm, mm,
UT,
wow.
All
Yeah,
American at UT.
Ethiopians and Kenyans are like the fastest long distance people in the world.
Wait, let me look up. So, shout out to Trent Sandler, if you're listening. He used to work for me at Declassified. He's currently
Oh,
running at LSU. Let me see. I wonder what
hmm.
his numbers are.
Yeah, we're comparing numbers now. Ha ha ha.
Let's see. Because he's a long distance runner, I
Mm-hmm.
believe. Junior 5'9", 5K PR 1512.
Wow, that's really
Um,
fast.
4K PR 1204.
Hmm.
Um,
420 in the 1600.
yeah,
That's nice.
420.
That's very nice.
So shout out to Trenton. This man's
Yeah.
killing it. But yeah, let's see. What other run clubs do you want to look into? I mean, there's a bunch
Let's
here.
see. Yeah, I'm also curious. Like it says, why do you run? What about the post on Instagram, like the performative runners?
Yeah. Oh, so the raw dog. I actually have raw dog up. I think
Raw dog.
they're so Raw Dog Run Club. They're like one of the most famous ones, I would say, if not the most famous one. So this is their
Oh.
stuff. Like their aesthetic is very like they have a specific aesthetic to their content and everything, and they're
Mhm.
very much like content first type personas. So like again, you can
Mm.
see like this is not a traditional like run club vibe. It kind of feels more social media brand, if that makes sense. Um,
Mm.
so like they have again specific aesthetic. They were going super crazy when when they launched. I think they just did one in Barcelona, so they're starting to like branch out outside of just Austin. Um, one of their founders, Tin, he's Vietnamese, which is pretty cool to see. But yeah, look at how big they are. And I think they've gotten so big that like they get kicked out of running in Austin because they take up so much space.
Wow. I kind of want to go now.
But it's definitely an aesthetic driven like dating club scene run club.
Mm.
Um
Mhm.
but let's see.
This kind of reminds me of Koreatown Run Club in LA, which is also aesthetic driven. But there's also like pretty serious people in Koreatown Run Club that like run marathons and do Olympic trials and stuff. Because just there's so many people.
Mm, I'm trying to see if there's any good ones that are like can show you how big this thing is.
Mm. I also learned what raw dogging actually meant, and then I feel bad for like saying it now, but it has. Oh my god, we have 100K. Yeah. The if you don't want to ruin your innocence, don't Google what raw dogging actually means.
Oh Grace. Oh Grace. Um yeah,
I
any
first heard
other
it.
of these?
Wait, let me see. Says what kind of capitalism is your favorite? Supplements, favorite running shoes, corporate greed, local. Oh, by the way, we're sharing a screen if those are listening on Spotify. Describe yourself as a hybrid. That's funny. What do the colors mean?
I don't know if there's I don't think there's a specific reason to the colors. But
Mm. What's interesting, and then the other side is like, do you want to run with service industry folks? Like you mentioned, there's a lot of people who like I guess like work in the service industry. That's like coffee only. Wow, I guess service industry people would run clubs are
yeah,
or
let's see.
something.
Commodore Run Club. Let's see what is Commodore Run
Hmm.
Club.
It's like so specific.
It's so crazy because like they all have websites and everything. Yeah, Food and
So
Beverage Run
official.
Club. Like yeah, Squad. Yeah, inclusive space for the Austin food service community. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. See, service space, right? They start their day later in the day, so they start
Mm.
their run club later.
Mm. It's like interest based run clubs. So I
Yeah.
feel like there's like the general one, like the raw dog one, the Venice Run Club. It's like everybody like goes there. Like any you can meet anyone. But there's I
Mm-hmm.
also saw like the Jewish Run Club in Beverly Hills.
I could see
There's like
that.
a whole website. Yeah.
See, there's like a night
There's a
one,
founders.
right?
Mm. Mhm.
Are you looking like are you a woman looking to run with other women? There's all these different
There's
sort of like variations, which I think is cool. I'm
yeah.
interested to see what this NVDM run club is. NVDM. I'm a little scared.
Is this the women's only
Um,
run club?
no, this is the in which discipline one, which
In
I
which
was scared to
discipline?
see.
Wait, which one? Wait, can you wait? Which what did you find the NVDM one?
Like how fast are you, and then in which
Oh,
discipline? I don't really
oh
understand it.
NVDM. Oh, I'm scared. Like look it up because I'm
Yeah,
scared.
yeah, yeah. Well, it just seems like coaching, but I don't really understand the reasoning behind that flow chart
Seems like pretty
text
wholesome
in
to
which
me.
discipline. So I think that's just
Yeah, I
bad
don't.
labeling.
Yeah, I thought it was some other spicy innuendo.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Purple Dragons is another fast one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I wonder how much money these things make.
it can be pretty lucrative. Like I've looked into some running creators. So um when I first started on like traditional content creation, I was actually a running creator, and I've just gotten a bunch of like free products and free clothes from brands. But this is 2014.
Mm,
Purple Dragon. It's very purple. Saturday
yeah.
6:30. Saturday 6:30. Oh, what the heck?
So yeah, I mean that's definitely like more I think elite sort of training type persona. Wait, so on the topic of like running D1, can I tell you a little bit about NIL? Do you know anything about it?
Yeah. I heard from my understanding when I was in college, we had NCAA, and I was told I can't make money from my social media. And then I remember during orientation, we had to disclose all of our social media platforms. So I also got scared away from making content on social media because the NCAA was spying on you. And I think NCAA, which is this like organization throughout US sports that kind of like facilitate all the meets, and they own the image and likeness of any of its athletes to it. So therefore I cannot monetize my likeness and image on anything. And NIL, tell me about NIL. I heard now like athletes are making a lot of money from being an athlete, a college athlete representing a school.
Yeah. So name, image, and likeness, right? That's what NIL sort of stands for. I think it's a stupid name in my opinion, but
Yeah.
that's what they call it right now. And I think it changed. I want to say like 2021, 2022, around that time frame when there was a ruling that athletes can make money off of their name. And it was interesting because when I was at school at UCF, there's this kid called Destroying. That was his like YouTube name, and he maybe had like 60, 70K subs on YouTube at the time, and he was a kicker at UCF, and he would make kicking content or like football content. And he had to make a decision. It was like really big at the time. I want to say this was 2016, 2017 sort of time frame. So before people could make money on their name, image, and likeness. And so he made this decision that he was going to continue YouTube and forego his UCF scholarship and any eligibility of being able to play football at UCF. And it was this big decision. And if you look back at it, like the dude wasn't making that much money from his content. Like he was probably only making maybe like a grand or two a month from his YouTube page. Because again, he only had around like 60, 70K subs. I mean, and now he's killing it. So he was able to transition into like football content full time. He's got millions of subscribers everywhere. So his story worked out really well for him, which is great. But now, if he was back in college, he could do both. And it is kind of getting crazy how much money some of these kids are making from their NIL money. So, like for instance, typically, like when you were being recruited in for your running race, like what was that conversation like?
Oh, when I first got recruited, I was getting a lot of coaches reaching out to me at meets. After I ran a meet, they're like, I wanted to come run at this college. And they also like emailed my coach a lot and then sent a lot of letters to my school. So it was a lot of inbound from like a lot of schools. Mostly schools no one has heard about. Um to be honest with you, I remember like the specific example I was recruited to run for MIT actually. Um and the reason why I didn't make it further on the process was um I had to send in my like transcript and my SAT scores, and they said my math grades were too low. So yeah.
That's
Uh
crazy.
I got like a C in freshman year. And they said that was like not good enough. I got all A's after that, but I got a C in math my freshman year, and MIT is known for like engineering, so that was interesting. I've also like spoken to like Johns Hopkins. I did an official visit to UC San Diego. Did USC, Stanford, which they told me I need to run like a 450 miles, so like that was definitely a no go. Um, I mean, like, I tried, and my parents like really wanted me to go to Stanford. Obviously, I was rejected because, like, I don't know, I was a late bloomer. Okay, so yeah, it was interesting because, like, in my experience, they don't really care about my social media. They care about my test scores. This is 2014 though. I was a senior in high
Yeah,
school,
yeah.
2014, 2015 time. I graduated high school in 2015, so I went in college in 2015. 10 years ago now. God, it's crazy. I'm old, everyone. I'm an unk or I'm an aunt. Unk is like so, unk
I
status
don't know.
now.
I don't know if is there like a woman girl version of Unk? I think
Aunt? I don't know. I
no
haven't
no
heard of that.
Unk
I just
of
call
Unk.
myself.
Like I've only heard Unk
Yeah,
before.
me
Um
neither. But
yeah,
yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know.
like they weren't even like the coaches like at Santa Clara. They were the nicest. Well, honestly, I only went there because my dad works there, and I got a full ride scholarship. The team at that time only had one full ride to split amongst all the girls in the team. So I think I got like $5,000 a year, which went to my dorms. But I ended up going there because my dad works there, so it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah, full
Hey,
disclosure.
why not?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So
But that process is interesting. Like I remember, like I kept getting emails from Felipe. Shout out to Felipe, by the way. He's awesome. He was like so supportive. Um, yeah, like they were just trying to like raise me up and like send like congrats after every race, like get me to go to Santa Clara. I think that was the school that like wanted me the most, and I remember like they probably like know I I was like I don't know, I was like a pretty like hardworking student towards like my junior senior year. So I was also recruited to a bunch of other colleges, and they knew I was doing that too. So they kept like rizzing me up, via email. I saw the emails. So it's just like it's kind of like recruiting being drafted for like a job, low key.
yeah, so I was recruiting a little bit for soccer. I kind of fell out of love of it after my junior year because I broke my leg. But like
Mm.
similar process, right? Either you reach out to schools to, again in the soccer world, you send your highlight tape out there. Maybe you do an official visit. Maybe it's unofficial visit depending on how old you are and everything like that, right? But no money can really ever be exchanged unless you like get a scholarship, right? That's the only like quote unquote money that
Ah.
you could do. And so it's interesting since the change because like for instance, there's this kid Bryce Underwood. He's like the top football recruit of this upcoming year. Like from high school, this is his freshman year in college. So everybody wanted him, right? As a quarterback, I believe it was. Um, the controversy now is before it seemed more along the lines of the way that you would court someone, riz them up, whatever it may be, that was up to the coach, that was up to the recruiter, and it was about how cool you were or how cool you could make your program seem, why this was the best place for you, right? But now with money, it's kind of becoming who has the deepest pockets in the world of NIL. So this kid, Bryce, I say kid because he's literally just graduated college. This was really controversial because he had initially signed with LSU, right, to go and play football with them for this upcoming season. But then he changed his commitment to now he's choosing to go and play for the University of Michigan because apparently the offer that was given to him was a $10.5 million deal over 4 years to go and play football for them.
Whoa. $10.5 million for college student for that's like over $1 million a year.
That's $2.5 million a year, right? Like, and that's not including any sponsorships or anything. That's just the university paying him essentially to come and play football. And so now you've got this weird sort of mentality in the sports space of if you've got the most money or you've got the biggest war chest, so to say, you can kind of just go out there and buy the players that you want. And there's no real like limits or caps or anything like that. So it's becoming really, really controversial. And you're starting to see some teams not be able to make that transition where like previously teams have relied on like their legacy, right? Of we're a footballing school, we've done well in the past, blah, 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 blah. And we're able to recruit the best players because we have this history of winning to now some of these schools that yes, they do have history of winning, but it's becoming and seemingly more of who can and has the biggest football culture and richest alumni that can just come back and donate money to then buy the best player.
Pay to
Which Pay to win. Exactly. Exactly. There's a bunch of like shady stuff too, potentially that was happening at the beginning of NIL where like these collectives were positioned as nonprofits. So all these rich people were donating money back to these collectives as a charity, but the charity was literally just giving these kids brand deals. And so those kind of got like kind of shut down over time, but there's still some of these loopholes within that that people are trying to figure out because it's the wild west. It's all brand new. There's not much regulation or anything like that. That's why you can get a deal like Bryce where he can potentially get paid over $10 million, but who knows? Maybe he does well, and a school offers him 3 million or 4 million next year. He could enter the transfer portal and jump to a different school. And it's so interesting because these students aren't tied necessarily to a contract the same way that professional athletes are. They can enter that trade portal at any time, and then the school gets no, like, the school doesn't get anything from that because there's no necessarily contract there.
Wow. What are some of those loopholes you mentioned?
In terms of like the tax loopholes and stuff like that, or
Yeah, like loopholes of like getting you mentioned like having like rich alumni and um like being positioned as a charity but not really a charity and have them donate to get that. I'm assuming that's like mostly funding the scholarships, the rich alumni.
yeah, it's not scholarships, right? It's literally just a
Oh,
paycheck.
just like
It's just
oh,
money.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. These aren't scholarships, right? It's like again, you have to. This is like very 1% heavy. You know what I mean? Like the 1% of athletes who either have large social followings or are really good at their sport, and typically it's football or basketball that are getting the most of this money, right? But the way that some of these loopholes happen, again, the first 2 or 3 years that NIL came out was, let's say we'll just use this example, University of Michigan, right? We create this collective called the University of Michigan Athletes Collective, whatever it is. But we're positioned as a 501c nonprofit. So we go to Mich billionaire alumni who loves football, and we're like, hey, we're trying to build this war chest. We want to recruit the best football talent. We want to win. Can you donate a couple $1 million? Right. So now we have this fund that, let's just call it, will spend $15 million next season. So we go out, and instead of going out and paying people $15 million, what we'll do is we'll be like, hey, Bryce, if you come and show up to this charity, we'll pay you $250,000 to just show up. And so it's like you're performing for a charity. So it's a charity donation. So the billionaire gets a tax write off. But is that really a charity for you just showing up, or is that just a brand deal? And so that's where that controversy slash loophole was kind of like, are they actually helping people, or literally is it just a brand deal for a charity type of thing?
That's crazy. So that's just like a brand deal from the school to the student to have them
Yeah.
like. Do they have to
Well, I would
participate
say
in like
alumni.
posting
I would say
requirements?
alumni to the
Yeah.
student.
Oh. Do they have to like post about the school, or do they typically have with like any requirements to do, like deliverables?
Sometimes yes. So like in this case, right, where they were trying to get the charity loophole, then it would be like a showing up fee, or maybe they posted about it or whatever. But like specifically for this Bryce deal, the 10.5 million over 4 years, I think that's literally just to go out and play football. That doesn't include, like, again, any sponsorships or posts or anything like that.
Yeah, I assume Bryce. What is his socials? I assume he probably has a sizable following.
I don't know. Let me see. If you look up, let me look this
I
up.
wonder if he's doing any other brand deals too. Bryce Young?
He probably
No.
is now. No, Bryce Underwood. But I wonder what he was at before he became.
Bryce
So
Underwood.
yeah, he's got 200K right now.
Okay, he's probably like making decent number of money. Let's see if he does
Oh, I
brand
mean, he's
deals.
making a ton of money. Like, I can imagine.
Like from brand deals.
Yeah, I can't imagine how much EA had to pay him to get him in the college football game.
Oh sure, yeah. Oh my god, EA like whales. I used to work at EA. They whale a lot on college
Yeah.
football. Like every
So
time
if
the
I had
college
to,
football games drop, their stocks go up.
oh yeah, if I had to guess,
Mhm.
it was like he's probably going to clear 5 to 10 million this year. like
Wow,
easily, I
slay.
would say.
Mhm.
But yeah, so but now it's like creating this dichotomy in like college sports where it's less about the school's culture, right, to recruit players and things of that nature, and more about how much money can you drop. Which I don't know if that's a good thing or not. You know what I mean? Because I do agree. I
Mm.
think college players should get paid, like especially in sports where you don't necessarily know what's going to happen to you, right? Like you can get injured just like that, especially in a sport like football, right? So you should and you deserve some money that you're bringing in from the school. But some of these paychecks, man, are insane. Actually
Mhm.
insane. Let's see. I wonder what his following was. Because I think you can see
Mhm.
Bryce
Mhm.
Underwood.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What's his name? 19 Bryce period. He needs to change that at, man.
19. Yeah, he does.
There we go.
BryceUnderwood.com. He has a YouTube channel too.
Bro, are you kidding me? Let me see. Let me just stop sharing real quick. I don't even think I have a social blade.
I mean, his social media is literally just like talking about University of Michigan. So I wonder if
Yeah.
they have any like exclusivity contracts too.
I mean, he probably just has. He probably has like. Well, he's probably contracted to post about UMich in some way, shape, or form, but he probably doesn't even control his social. It's probably not even him.
Mm. Mhm.
You know what I mean? So let's see.
That's
I
so
just want to
cool
see.
though.
I
Mhm.
want to see what his account was before he signed this deal.
Mhm.
Um, you have to pay for Social Blade now.
Oh, it sucks. Skibbity Ohio.
Let's see, 19 Bryce. This website sucks. Okay, here. Let me see what his growth was. Live follower count. This is only from 2020. Let's see. Are you kidding me, man? Like, I'm not paying
Oh,
for Social Blade.
paywall.
I'm
God,
not paying.
no.
That's not worth
No,
it.
no, La
Um,
Polizia, no.
yeah, but yeah, like this NIL space, I think is going to be really interesting to see how it plays out because
Yeah.
again, you're starting to see schools that you didn't realize have big alumni war chests start to buy out a lot of big players. Like for instance, like BYU, right? BYU is not the biggest school in the world, but it's a Mormon school. And so Mormons are typically very successful, but they are very loyal. And so apparently that alumni base has been donating a lot back to the BYU like football, basketball teams, things like that to court the best players. And so it'll be again, like I said, interesting to see how all of this plays out over the next, let's just say, year or two as NIL matures more and more.
Where do you think it's heading to?
I hope it's not like professional sports leagues where the US is a little bit different because we've got, again, if you're looking at basketball, football, even MLS, there's like salary caps and everything like that. But if you
Mm.
look at leagues over in Europe, there's no salary caps. And so a lot of the teams that have recently been bought by a lot of like Middle East money, whether it's Saudi money, UAE money, whatever it is, they're able to just dump stupid amounts of money into their team, and these are turning into like super teams. Like I think my favorite team is Chelsea. I liked them before Todd Bowley, who's an American, bought them, and they've just been spending like crazy. But I think over the past 3 or 4 seasons, they've spent over $1 billion on just player contracts, which is just unheard of. Um,
Yeah.
and so like I wonder what that looks like if someone like a Todd Bowley does that for a like college team, like maybe it's like his alumni or his school that he went to or whatever it is. The only issue is professional teams, you can own it. Right now in the
Mm-hmm.
college space, like you're none of these people that are donating back own the team. They're just donations back to the school or to a collective or whatever it is. And so there's no real ROI. I don't know how long that lasts.
Mm. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm also wondering, what are your thoughts on like some sports, there's a lot more money in the sport. For example, football, basketball. These players, NBA players, get paid probably millions of dollars a year. Versus, I know some professional runners who literally work like three different jobs. They had to be a barista. They have to work in marketing. Because it's really hard to make money as a professional runner. There's just like not a lot of money. Like the only money they make is either through like the shoe brand, which is like very exclusive. They can't like partner. They're really, really strict. They kind of own them, and they're basically treated as contractors. So they have no health insurance and no benefits. And they also have to like run races, and if they don't do well, they're injured, then they're kind of cooked. But I'm also curious: is it because a lot more America? There's like more Americans like watching like football and soccer, American football and basketball, or like why do you think like those sports get a lot more money versus running?
I think it all comes down to views and money. I like if you look at it, I think that's all it comes down to. I think
Mm.
if track and field, if um I don't know, even if you look at the difference between like women's sports pay versus men's sports pay, I think a lot of it comes down to uh just viewership, and then the deals to bring money into the sport. If you get a lot of views, then people will pay for those eyeballs. Again, the issue is the sports that don't get views. It's hard to justify paying you the same amount of money as a football team that's getting tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of views on a weekly basis, right? And so I think that's the biggest. I think it all comes down to marketing, views, and dollars, because you can't pay people millions of dollars if you don't have millions of dollars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense. Makes
It's
sense.
just like
Yeah, I get.
it's just like the difference between choosing to work in tech versus choosing to work at a yarn making facility, right? You could be a designer at both, but I can almost guarantee you Meta's going to pay you way, way more than mom and pop yarn company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it makes sense. Cause like, and when I was a kid, I wanted to be a professional runner, and I looked into this recently about how professional runners make money, and I think a lot of them are starting YouTube channels and starting like brand deals on Instagram, and starting to like try being like not represented by a brand, because I feel like the same goes with any creative industry. Like these brands, not all brands, but a lot of brands kind of like abuse their passion for the sport, and like make it look really sexy on social media, but really just like pay them really little, and like don't give them any benefits and stuff. So it's kind of spicy world out there. That's why like all my professional runner friends have other jobs too.
Yeah, and again, I think it does come down to, I think social media has helped level the playing field a little bit, because if you're good at entertaining and you're good at a sport that, let's just say, is under monetized, so to say, you're able to supplement some of your income that way because of the nature of social, right? If you're able to grow a following or anything like that. Typically, like if you look back, what, 20, 15, 20 years ago, social media wasn't a thing. So if you are a professional runner and if Adidas didn't care about you or Nike didn't care about you or Hoka or whoever, like you were just running for the pennies that you were probably getting paid by the Olympic Foundation or whoever pays the runners, right? But now if you look at what's his name? He's like the really controversial sprinter from the U.S. I forget.
Shikari?
Well, Shakiri, but the on the guy's
Oh.
side too. I forget what his name is. Um, USA sprinter male. What's his name? Noah Lyles. So Noah, like a lot of people hate Noah,
Oh,
right? Because he's
why?
well, because he's like he's controversial, he's loud, he's a personality. But the thing with that is um that allows him to monetize his social really well. And he's even talked about how he doesn't get paid
Mm.
very much from like actually running. All of his money comes from brand deal sponsorships and things of that nature. So you have to be this big loud persona or like find a way to be big and loud on social to be able to make money in some of these spaces. But again, if you take him back 15, 20 years ago, he's probably not making the same amount of money that he is just because there is no social media out there.
Mm. Yeah. It reminds me of Sha'Carri Richardson. I remember I saw her first because she was running. I think she's like really amazing runner. Like I feel like her comeback story is really inspirational because she was at the Olympic trials for the 100-meter. She was gonna make it into the U.S. Olympic team, I think, but her mom passed away, and she was feeling sad about it. So she had to use like weed to like cope with her sadness, and then it got like a positive drug test, so she was not allowed to run on the Olympic team. And I also heard that weed is like not a performance enhancing drug. In fact, it makes supposed to make you do run slower. Um, so I think that was like a bit unfair. But she like was really loud on social media, and I think she bounced back really well from it. But that was crazy.
I think she
It's
did
like,
well the last
yeah,
Olympic or over the summer or last summer, was it,
yeah,
right? With the Olympics?
yeah. Mhm. And then I saw her social media. She does a lot of like ads like Nike, Sprite, Coke, and a lot of like big brands. So I'm sure she's probably paid a lot, and she has a really really loud personality too.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the beauties of social, right? Is maybe your industry doesn't allow you to monetize very well, but if you can be good at content creation, and again, the purpose of this podcast, right, and figure out how to monetize it, whether it's through sponsorships or whether it's through building up your own product or whatever it is, I think it is a little bit of an equalizer compared to what was available before. Like there should be a day where we dive deeper into it because I know we're almost at time. I haven't done enough research to know about it, but like there is this mom and son couple where the mom, she's older, she's like a knitter, but she's great as a personality, and they have made so much money via converting from YouTube, Instagram, etc. into selling like their yarn that they have bought basically a whole town to turn it into the yarn capital of the world, kind of like yarn Disney World essentially in like
Mm.
middle of some state, let's just call it Montana or something like that. And
Mm.
again, that is understanding content world, but also being able to build the business side of it and like how creators are making money that I think is fascinating because when you think of knitting or yarn, you don't think of someone who is able to make millions, if not tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. And then on top of that, go and invest that and build the yarn Disney World of of the world. Like that's insane story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's amazing. What's the Yarn Disney World called?
I need to. I don't know. I'd heard of the story and I'd done research about it previously. Or it's like Quilt Disney World or something like that. But I will do more research, and on our next episode, I can talk a little bit more about it.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of NIL, NCAA, have I've heard you probably heard of like Ryan Trahan's story about how Ryan Trahan, you probably know him. He's really famous on YouTube now. I feel like he really like took inspiration a lot from like Mr. Beast, but I think he has a fun personality in general. So I actually know him because he used to follow me on Instagram. When he was smaller, I think he followed a bunch of runners because he's making running content. I was making running content. That's how I first knew him because he followed me on Instagram. I don't think he follows like any creators anymore. He's like following like 20 people on Instagram. Um, I think Ryan's based in Austin too, but I love his content actually. So he was running for, I think, University of Texas. I can't remember, but he's also around our age and during our generation. Like he was also like kicked off, not kicked off, but he had to make a decision whether to be a YouTuber or be a college athlete. So he chose YouTuber. I believe he dropped out of school at 20,000 subscribers to do YouTube full time, and it has paid off a lot. And yeah, so like Ryan's other cool story about an athlete not being able to like make college content, make like running content. I think his school told him to like shut down his YouTube channel, or like he can't like run on the team and post on YouTube. And this was like around our generation too. So I don't know, I thought that was really interesting to me. Because I had a similar situation personally. Like I became like I didn't like post any brands on Tumblr. I did a lot of gifted campaigns, but I was just scared they were watching me. Um I can't even take gifted campaigns actually. I couldn't even take gift, but I still did.
No, I know. Like, I think times have changed like crazy. Shout out to Ryan. His latest 50-day, 50 state series was
Yeah.
absolutely insane. Him and Haley going
Mhm.
on that. I think their goal was to raise 1 million, and they got over 10 or 11 million or something crazy like that. So, like,
Mhm.
again, they're killing it. I love what Ryan is putting out there. Obviously, he's got Joyride as well. He's one of the, again, best creators of our generation, I would say. But it is
Mhm.
crazy that he literally started with this whole NIL thing of he had to quit being an athlete to continue YouTube. Obviously, he pivoted a bunch of times since starting and creating running content, but yeah, I hope I can meet him one day in Austin. I've seen and met Haley briefly at a YouTube event down here, but I've never met Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan's cool. I did like dig in his story. Like I think he started when he stopped doing running content. I'm looking at his YouTube now. He was selling like Neptune bottles. This is during the pandemic, and so he just like started making money first by selling like a product for runners and using his video skills to make it go really viral on TikTok. And then just starting to do, I'm looking at stuff right now. Like before it was he started just like cross country vlogs, which is like really wholesome and stuff. And then Neptune Dotto and then Yeti versus Neptune. And then I think he really went viral from um turning 1 cent into $1,000. Oh, I watched so many of these during COVID. He just like asked random strangers to like exchange stuff, which is pretty cool. He like college stuff, and then kind of like lifestyle, like YouTuber stuff, and then he kind of like went more general with his niche, like 5 minute crafts, um, overnight inside the world's largest potato, but life size Minecraft house, responding to celebrity. Oh, commenting on every. I remember I watched a video of him like reaching out to celebrities to like come to his birthday party. I love
I
this.
remember that. I rememre that video. I wanted
Yeah,
to
he's
recreate that, but
funny.
as like a networking video for college kids one day, but I never got to it.
Ah, ah. Yo, I just like he's so great. Shout out to Ryan.
Yeah, I think Ryan's
Mhm.
content's a vibe. Hopefully I can meet
Mhm.
him one day since we're all out in Austin, but who
Mhm.
knows? Who knows?
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, anything else that you want to talk about? We've talked about run clubs, NIL, Ryan Trahan. Anything else, real quick?
I think I was thinking like I don't know. We have time this week. There's a whole call of vegan YouTubers, and the why I bring this up is long story short, I was a 14-year-old kid, and I was on Tumblr, 15-year-old maybe. I was on Tumblr, and
Wait,
there's
wait.
like a
Let's save
whole
this for an episode. We should do a
yes.
vegan episode, whether it's vegan content creators,
Oh
vegan
my
products.
god! Have you heard of Nikocado Avocado and Freely the Banana Girl?
Yes, I've seen Nico
Oh,
Avocado. So let's create like a
I
food
have so much
episode.
to unpack there. He had
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
OnlyFans at one point. Oh my god, he's like a vegan. Like, so like and subscribe to stay tuned for the next episode. But we're gonna talk about vegan YouTubers, Nikocado Avocado. So, TLDR, you're gonna want to hear this. He's like this vegan, wholesome vegan man turned carnivalism, doing mukbangs, gained like 300 pounds, and then he had a whole weight loss journey that he like posted all videos so no one know he was like losing weight. People allegedly say it's Ozempic, but I'm not Nikocado, so I can't tell. And he just like posted a video called Two Steps Ahead, saying like I was always 2 steps ahead. He's like trolling his entire audience. That's like so beautiful. I have so dude, because like I used to be vegan. Like I was like vegan for like almost 2 years, or 1 year when I was like in high school, college. I was doing raw vegan at one point. Like, there's a YouTuber called Freely the Banana Girl who like eats like 20 bananas a day, and for a while I was only eating fruit, and like no cooked fruit. Oh my god, I have so much to say about vegan YouTubers and how much they have brainwashed me. But yeah, let's get
Yeah, no,
more.
let's do a whole vegan episode. I think it'll be interesting. You can trauma dump, and then I'll find some vegan business stories behind it, and we can go
Oh
from there.
yeah, I have so much lore that I've. Look at Kado, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, look, everyone, make sure that you sub, turn those bells on because you're gonna want to hear this vegan episode when we get to it. So,
Yes,
we'll
it's a
we'll see you
cult.
guys next time. Peace.
See?